Is the Upper Peninsula a colony? Usually we think of colonies in terms of one nation occupying another. But according to scholars like Al Geddix and Phil Belfi, there can also exist internal resource colonies within a country. Resource colonies serve as the front lines of extraction, but most of the wealth is exported to develop economies hundreds of miles away, while the locals are left struggling to build on boom and bust foundations. Is this the case for the UP? What does history show us? The colonial fur trade in the 18th and 19th century greatly enriched a small handful of entrepreneurs. Meanwhile, Native American guides were paid in whiskey, trappers barely made enough to pay off the debt for supplies, and the great beaver, creator of wetlands since time immemorial, nearly went extinct, all for the sake of a fleeting fashion trend in Europe. Then, between 1825 and 1925, 92% of Michigan's forest was cut, with timber valuing 10 times as much as all the gold taken out of Alaska. But according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, few of the fortunes were utilized for the benefit of the region itself. And whereas the clear-cut lands in lower Michigan could be converted to agriculture for profit, the UP's geologically rich soil made this impossible. And the 19th century copper rush was the first major mining boom in the USA, but nearly all of the mines were owned by companies in Boston and Pittsburgh. By the 20th century, Boston companies owned 96% of copper output, and 92% of iron mines were controlled by companies in Cleveland, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. At least these were American mining companies. Increasingly, operating and proposed mines in the UP are owned by Canadians. And let's not forget all the foreign-owned timberland belonging to Singapore, the Netherlands, Canada, and others. Currently, Michigan ranks as third on the list of states in terms of percentage of foreign-held agricultural land. But nearly 90% of that land is in the Upper Peninsula. And when we factor in mining and per capita incomes, the case can well be made that the UP is the most exploited region in the nation. The UP even has different laws from the rest of Michigan. Despite having the purest skies, dark sky preserves are prohibited here, all because a paranoid boys' club of politicians fear that stargazing will threaten industry. So let's revisit our opening question. Is the Upper Peninsula a colony? Have centuries of outside-owned extraction made it into one of the wealthiest places in the country? Or have they largely served to develop the economies of far-off places, the same as any other colony? In this way, should boom and bust industries like mining be considered economic development at all? Or are they really an economic sacrifice? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.